Alright, so today we are going to be opening up this Professor Juniper box that I got from Pokemon Center. I'm trying out a face cam and another cam. You can see my cat and you can see my messy background, but that's another thing, okay? And while we do that, I want to talk about the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America, because I am a history teacher and with current events, we need to be talking about this. So we're going to be doing both. Okay, so first of all, we have this Professor Juniper's box. It was dropped by Pokemon Center. I'm opening it. I got two. I always get one to keep, one to keep sealed, one to open, because I want to see what is inside. But I'm going to open up this one because it was already a bit damaged. I'm pretty sure Pokemon Center dropped these to test their security system, so it works out for me. So let's also just talk about, let's just look at the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America. Okay, the most important one, number one, right? Because why else would they put it as number one if it's not the most important? It's because it has the most basic fundamental rights that we know. Okay, it says Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. Okay, so we got the freedom of religion, right? It's particularly called the Establishment Clause, or the prohibiting of free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of people to peacefully assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Okay? We already know that. But apparently, the guy who's in charge of our government, not so familiar, or not super aware of how that goes. So again, I'm interested to see what's inside of this box. Does it tell us? Oh, okay. It does tell us what's inside of it. One full art foil, Professor Research, supporter Juniper. Okay, 3 additional foil research cards, 65 sleeves, sturdy deck box, large metallic coin, 2 coin markers, condition markers, 6 dice, 7 booster packs. Okay, and this was from a few years ago. Does it have a year on it? I may be blind, but I'm not seeing it. 2022. So a few years ago. So we'll see what we have in here. We have green dice. Interesting choice. A coin with Miss Professor Juniper. We have our poison marker. I'm not sure what this marker means. Not poison. Now they come with poison and fire. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this up as well. Code card. There you go. And then we got our girl, Juniper. And it's a nice hollows. Oh, and then a full art. Okay, a textured full art. Very nice. Enjoy that one for sure. And we got our sleeves. Who is she with? Cincino or something like that. And then there's a pie dove in the back. And I can't tell if that's supposed to be a Bellsprout or something else. I'm sure it's supposed to be something that I don't know. So, we got our sleeves, our coin, our deck box, which we'll open up in just a second. And we got our full art and our playable Professor's Research cards. And then we have, again, our deck box. So let's see what packs are in here, and then we'll start talking about the Constitution and the amendment. Okay, so it's pie dove. Oh, it's a Sawaddle or whatever. Sawaddle. Not sure how to pronounce that word, but that's a fun one. And most of the boxes that I've been buying off of Pokemon Center are the 2 deck box. I don't have one off to the side, but that's my first single deck box, I think. Okay, but what you've been waiting for. Brilliant Stars, Brilliant Stars, Brilliant Stars, Fusion Strike, Evolving Skies and Chilling Rain. Dang. I can't remember how much this box was. Probably like $25. This pack by itself, last I checked, is like $10 or $12. So I'm not going to open all of these things because I don't have hot hands. I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't really pull very good things. So we're we're gonna leave those boys off the side, but I will open the Fusion Strike because I have some sleeve booster packs, and we'll open up the Brilliant Stars. So let's do Brilliant Stars first. We're gonna just respect that these guys exist, and we're gonna have some self-control, and we're not gonna touch them. I'm demonstrating good behavior. I will also say though, you can note here how the condition is when they come in these deck boxes, because they just squish them in there. Even the deck box is like wonky, because they have to squish in there. They're not supposed to really fit in there, so that's okay. Okay, but back to the First Amendment. You know, something that's like vital. Like you learn this in like, I don't even know what grade. 4th grade? Maybe earlier? And to be fair, I don't know what kind of school Mr. Trump went to. This is Sword and Shield. So we have the card trick. So we'll do this. Yeah, we did it right. Let's go. Okay. Okay, so let's go. Let's see what we have here. But, you know, there's a few reasons as to why this is coming up. One of which is Jimmy Kimmel, which I'm sure you thought I was going to be talking about first. But, however, there's also this other thing called the Pentagon. Okay? The Pentagon, in case you haven't noticed, don't know, no judgment, is where the American military is headquartered. A lot of important people there, a lot of important stuff happening there, including a bunch of reporters. Okay, it is very, very important. The freedom of the press and the freedom of speech are inextricably linked, is what I was trying to say. Inextricably linked. They are not the same, but they're the same boat. Code card. I should stop doing that. I always ruin it because code cards do mean stuff in this era. Pentagon. Pete Hegseth. The most, arguably, but probably the most unqualified Secretary of Defense or Secretary of War, whatever you want to call him, that we ever had. TV personality, as is our president. I don't have this. I don't think. I've been collecting Yuki Mori, who is the artist. I'm trying to get it to focus for you. Let's see if I tap my screen, if it does that. Nope, it just made it worse. Sorry. So, Yuki Mori is the artist here, the clay kinds of cards. That's her. Let's keep going. Pete Hegseth, yeah, he is making this thing to say that you have to sign an oath. You have to basically pledge allegiance to not report on anything that they haven't approved. Okay, I'm going to not look at the back of the code card. See, we learn. We live and we learn. And we have a V-Star card instead of an energy card. Because back in these days, you had V-Star cards. He wants to have an oath for the I almost said supporters, for the reporters, and that they will not release anything, they will not report on anything that basically they haven't been given permission to report on, and that includes unclassified information. Reverse hollow. And then we have another. No, that's not right. For a second there with the camera, I thought it was clay. It is not clay. So in the bottom left is where you can see the illustrator and who made it. 2 packs left. In addition to Jimmy Kimmel, this Pentagon thing is really, 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 really important. Really important. So important that we should keep in mind that there was this case in the 1970s called the Pentagon Papers. And the Pentagon Papers were about Vietnam and how the United States government lied to everyone about the reasons why we got into the war. They said that there was an attack that happened. I'm blanking on the name. But that a ship was attacked. Gulf of Tonkin. The Gulf of Tonkin, which is an area, that the ship was attacked and everything, and then that wasn't even true. And so we got into Vietnam on a lie. And then there was, as you can imagine, a lot of other lies that the United States government made during this time. And then once they found out, we have our first hit, Intellion. Womp womp. Not great, but it's okay. It's fine. I'll take a full art card any day. I'm not that picky. Last pack here. Pentagon Papers definitely reiterated the point. I wouldn't say reiterated. It is case law. Like, it is referred to in multiple different decisions because it is so important that the government was really mad, as you might imagine, that the New York Times, it was the United States of America versus New York Times, or vice versa. I think it was New York Times versus the United States. It is important that the American people know what is happening, whether or not the United States government wants you to know. Because obviously, if the government's lying, they're not going to want you to know that. But if a reporter is like, this is something that everybody needs to know, that everyone needs to know that this war, that I'm not sure if it was over by that time. I kind of want to say that it was. That this war that we're in was based on a lie. So in that case, the Supreme Court said, yeah, you're definitely right. This is freedom of speech, more specifically freedom of the press, and that it needs to be protected. It is protected speech, as is written in the Constitution of the United States of America, which the people at the top of our government have just completely ignored. Okay, it doesn't look like we have a hit here. We definitely don't. We end on a Butterfree because I'm not opening those packs. Could the Moonbryon be in here? Is that the one? I think that's right. Could there be a hit in here? Could the Chase be in here? Yes. But is it most likely? Absolutely not. Especially with these hands, okay? With these cold hands who got a Butterfree, I'm not risking that. I'm not risking that for that biscuit. I'd rather sell it for the potential. That's what this is. It's potential. If you sell a pack, you're selling potential. If I open it, that potential's gone. So I got nothing. So I'll just hold that, especially since that pretty much just pays for this box on its own. Whoa, I almost choked. Woo, sorry. Okay, well, we got a big old pile of nothing. However, I did kind of pay for this box with just having this Evolving Skies exist. So I'll take that as a win. And now I need to edit this video so that way this face cam goes into like the corner of this cam, and then we like put it together and see how it goes. So any feedback that you have, please give me. If you're like, do a different angle, be specific. What angle should we do? If you're like, nah, don't need the face, cool. If you're like, whatever. Any constructive criticism, if you just say, this sucks, that's not helpful. I can't do anything with that. But if you explain a little bit, I'm down for that. So please like, subscribe, comment, etc. My shorts have been blowing up. Shorts, not my physical shorts. I wear jeans. But my YouTube shorts have been blowing up, and I've been getting no views, I should say, on my longer videos. So I'm kind of pivoting towards that right now. I've been doing one a day. It's been getting a lot of views. So I want to do some of this, but also the shorts are just blowing up. So let me know what your feedback is. I'm always down for that. And I'm trying out different platforms too. I'm posting videos on TikTok. I'm posting videos on Facebook and YouTube. I'm posting the same videos along all three, so I can kind of get an idea of like what works, what doesn't. Trying to do a little bit of data analysis with my own brain to figure out what content I should make, what content should I not make. So again, please put a comment. Let me know. Let me know if there's videos that you hate. Let me know if there's videos that you love, what you hate. Let me know, because I just do this for fun. But also, like, I want to be better. So let me know. And I want to be, like, I can improve. Okay? So, thank you. Like, subscribe, comment, etc. Share the videos, whatever. Let me know. And until then, we will see what happens next.